transformation. If there is an area where transformation should start, it should be in the local churches. The local churches is the arena of action. It is here where we worship God regularly every Sunday and we interact as members of one family. So, the first and foremost, friends, is we want to develop vital congregation, more vital than the Pentecostals, more vital than the born again, more encouraging than any of these fellowships that are attracting our children into their fold. And so we enumerated the goals, we enumerated the strategies. Second, we said that in order to help develop vital congregations, we need concomitantly to develop principal clergy, principal workers, deaconesses, local pastors, and at the same time lay leaders. We thought that more and more people should be more bold in proclaiming the sovereignty of Jesus in their lives. Many times we feel timid in exposing the Word of God in our own circle, because many times we are afraid to do that. In the face of other people, sometimes we share from doing that, and therefore we need to recapture the seal through developing principal workers, principal lay leaders. And so we have the general guidelines of goals and the general guidelines of strategies. Third, the third focus is the ministry with the poor. We cannot continue to be a Church of Jesus Christ unless we are making our ministry felt by the poor in our own areas. That is why we reach out to the poor. If we are truly the Church of Jesus Christ, we should be inclusive in our programs by making the poor be part of them. And the fourth focus, friends, is the need for stamping out killer diseases, dengue, other tropical diseases, improving decreasing child mortality rates, etc., etc. We have to be health conscious as a church. And the fifth focus is environment. The calamities that we feel today are the product of violations of our environment. And therefore, we have to create a more sincere and deeper awareness of how to conserve our environment as God's stewards of this earth. So, also the modalities, the strategies are likewise mentioned. In a nutshell, friends, this is the roadmap of the Philippine Central Conference from 2012 to 2016. By 2013 to 2016. By the time we meet in 2016, we should be able to come up with performance evaluation, whether we make an impact to society, whether we make an impact to our own communities, and first and foremost to our own local churches and congregations. Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you so much, Judge. There is a plan that this will be printed in a pamphlet form in Cebuano, in Ilocano, English, and Tagalog, and all the dialects. Yes. First si Pastor, and then Pastor Joel, and then si Reverend Melia. And then we'll hear from his side. Yes.
Joel Pacho from the Tablac Philippines Annual Conference.
Okay.
Bishop, do I understand that we are dealing with action for 12061 as being reported by the ad hoc committee?
Well, yes, I say yes, and part of that is this plan.
I want to ask, what is the recommendation of the ad hoc committee on this
Okay.
action?
Thank you, Reverend Mendillo. What is your recommendation? Well, he is not here. Okay, go ahead, Reverend Melia, and then Ma'am Loida and Ma'am Angie, and then Early.
Connie Melia, Regional Philippines Annual Conference. Bishop, this is to appreciate the work of the Inter-Summit Agency because they have presented a clear, concise, and comprehensive quadrennial plan. And the reason why I'm appreciating this is because this is also patterned to the areas of focus of our General Church, the General Conference, the congregational development, leadership development, elimination of poverty, and expansion of global health. Another thing that I appreciate is that they have included a very important concern of the Philippines. Since we know that we are disaster prone, they have included here ecological stewardship. So we could see here environmental concerns. So I like that. And we could also see that it is clear wherein our annual conferences could implement it easily since we have the goals and we have the strategies. So I like that. Although I also have one comment, I hope that in our inter-summit agency, all boards and agencies must be represented. I saw that the Board of Church and Society has not been represented here. We have our board of discipleship in order to ensure the work of nurturing our congregation, but we also need the board of church and society because that is the social agency of our church. And we as Methodists, we believe that there is no holiness but social holiness. There is no religion but social religion. The piety of our hearts must be manifested in the society where we belong. So I hope that next time that we will be happy with this, we will ensure the representation of all boards and agencies, except if we have invited them and they did not respond.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bishop,
Yes.
I respond to the very kind remarks of Sister Connie. The reason why the representative of the Board of Church and Society is not present here is they did not respond to the invitation, but they were invited.
Thank you so much. Yes, Sister Loida, Sister Angie, Sister Early, and Sister Helen. That's the order. And then D.S. Valdez. Sana, pag natapos yung lahat ng pangalan na yan, okay na. Yes, and then D.S. Pacheco. Yes.
Po sa ating mga obispo at sa konferensya, mga tanong lamang po kasi talagang nasabi ni Connie, napakahusay at napakaganda ng pagkakagawa po nitong ating mga guidelines para po sa ating mga local churches. Ang medyo kinakabahan lang po ako, sana po hindi ito manatili sa papel lamang. Kahit na naka-print po ito at ipamimigay, ang malaking kabako po ay yung pag-i-implement nito. Una po, sabi natin, this is an interagency summit report. Ano po? So ito, magmumula po ito sa Central Conference level. So, ibig po bang sabihin nito, kinadapt po ba ng mga legislative committees ang mga bahagi dito na dapat ay bigyan ng legislasyon at iharap ito sa Central Conference in session para po bumaba sa mga Central Conferences. Sa mga report po mga narinig namin, parang wala pong nabanggit tungkol dito. Pangalawa pong tanong ko, yung effectivity naman po nito. Dahil sa akin pong naiintindihan, nauunawaan, lahat po na aksyon na gagawin ng itong Philippine Central Conference na ito ay mag-take effect na 4 years after. So ano po yung mangyayari ditong 4 na taon na ito?
Well, Thank you so much. Sagutin ko muna yung pangalawang tanong. Ito ay effectivity nito January 2016 hanggang December 2016.
Eh di ang tagal po na.
Yes.
Para ano po gagawin natin mula po ngayon, dahil 2012 pa lang po tayo.
Then, next month, effective na ito. January.
2013.
Point of order, Bishop.
Yeah, next month, 2013 na next month, di ba?
Kung ito ang kasi magiging action ng Philippine Central Conference at susundan po natin yung ating rules na lahat po ng action ng PCC ay mangyayari 4 years after.
Well, that is the oral report, ma'am. Pero ito, separate report ito. Ito yung roadmap natin. Ito yung framework natin sa susunod na quadrennium. So, effective immediately. Yung unang tanong, nakikiusap po ako sa inyo ng members of the Central Conference, delegates from your annual conferences. Let's help to trickle this down, bring this to the grassroots. Hindi po namin problema. Ang aming role dito, role natin lahat ay motivate natin ang mga local churches na gawin ito. It's a matter of implementation.
Point of order, Bishop.
Yes?
My query has not yet been responded.
Please, brother, please wait. Tinatapos natin ito. Ngayon at nandito na si Mendy, si Dr. Mendy. Will you please be very patient also, my friend? Okay, Brother Mendy. Ang tanong is, what is the recommendation of the ad hoc committee regarding this?
Bishop, the initial recommendation is to bring the matter to the body, to the floor for discussion, for polishing, for perfecting the processes and the procedures for the interagency program.
Okay. Yan ang kasagutan, Brother Joel. At ito ngayon ang ating ginagawa, to bring this to the floor for perfection, for fine-tuning, and then we will approve this. Okay, Ma'am Angie.
Thank you, Bishop. Angie from our base. Napakaganda po, Bishop, ng ating quadrennial emphasis for the next 4 years. However, hindi ko po nakita kung paano ang sourcing out ng funds natin. Kasi ito po ay gusto natin ma-implement even down to the annual conference. Tinitingnan ko lang po yung sitwasyon ng mga respective annual conference. Halimbawa po sa our base. This is really a very good program. Ngayon, pagdating po sa annual conference, we don't have a specific body that will really implement this. Kasi po, yung ating annual conference, wala rin naman po siyang pera. Unless na lang po na sa coordinating council ay magkakaroon talaga ng parang proposal that will really support this quadrennial emphasis natin. And then, from there po, bababa po down to the annual conference level. And secondly siya po, kasi nga po, even the general boards and agency, like for example, the Board of Steward, also the board will be meeting, sana nga po makipasok itong mga ito, and then there is a corresponding budgetary support coming from, I do not know if it's the College of the Bishop or the COP will make a comprehensive proposal that will, in effect, support the quadrennial emphasis so that all the agencies will also be supported through that common fund, Bishop.
Okay, thank you so much. Judge, ang aming kagalakan lang dito mga kapatid, we are one step forward with this. In the past, I have always heard, mga narinig ko nung bata pa akong pastor, lagi sinasabi, wala tayong programa. At least ngayon, may programa tayo. And then, what we are going to do is to implement this program. Judge?
This is a matter of attitude, friends. If we are part of a problem, should we be part of the solution? But we can always imagine obstacles to the implementation of the program. The number one obstacle is money. Yeah. But if you look at this, if you pay attention clearly to this plan, this can be immediately implementable by a local church. If you look at the guidelines, a local church can
What if
do this.
ibigay mo yung program sa agency? Bahala siyang
The
mayroon
most
ng pera.
Actually, yun
that
ang
young
plan.
Partnership
conferences
with
can do,
whatever agency you
maybe
want.
it's about the government as to
Kasi
how
kapag
we
officials na
monitor
nag-endorse ng
the
PCC, wala
implementation
kang
by the
choice.
local church.
Dapat i-incorporate.
But local churches that are proactive,
Kasi
that are
sa lahat na naman, mag-NIMPP na naman tayo.
can immediately
Kailangan
pick
naman
this up
mangyari dyan.
and make their adaptations in their own circumstances and budget so that
At least
they can
dito,
now
ang
start
accountability
moving
nasa
on.
central government.
Thank you so much. And thank you ha, may mga pangalan akong tinawag. Si Ernie, and then si Helen, and then si Manong Dave, and then
Early passion po ng NCPA. Kanina po, nabanggit ko ni Judge Giordano na this is a good program, and at the end of the quadrennium, we will be doing a performance evaluation. Alam ko po na framework lamang itong binigay niyo sa amin. But we want to see some measurable goals. Kasi kung sasabihin natin na i-pick up ito ng local church, ng annual conference and districts ng local churches at ng ating mga ahensya sa central conference, we need a measurable goals to go with this so that at the end of the quadrennium, we know where we are. I'll just give you an example. Sa workers formation, campaign for and build a ministerial education fund and scholarship. How much are we actually targeting for this? So para meron tayong amount na at the end of the quadrennium, masasabi natin na na-surpass ba natin ito o mababa tayo para qualified po yung evaluation na gagawin natin.
okay?
Response, Bishop?
Yes?
It will be the local church that will set the goals under its own circumstances. No, the local church is the vital area of action here. No matter what we do in the level of the central conference, in the level of the annual conference, unless it is implemented in the local church, it's nothing. So, the local church will do what it can under the circumstances. We cannot dictate to the local churches what they will do. They will do what they can under these guidelines.
Okay? Follow?
Mag-respond lang po ako. Kasi kanina, Bishop Gamboa emphasized that with this interagency summit quadrennial plans, we will be working as a national church. And that is a very good indication that we are actually united in our goals. Sa tingin ko po, nararapat na ang Central Conference, hindi ko alam kung ibabato natin ulit ito sa technical working group para gawin nila yung measurable goals nito, or sa mga agencies natin sa Central Conference, because it wouldn't be a national program anymore kung bibigyan natin ng discretion yung mga local churches para mag-set ng goals na ito.
Bishop, honestly, I do not understand what you mean by measurable goals. But I do understand how to start to build principled leaders. I do understand how to safeguard our community health. I do understand how to reach out to the poor. But if you think of these high things like measurable goals or performance tool, evaluation tools, these are high words which we do not understand in the local church level.
Early, siguro tama na yan. Tama na yan. Nagkakaintindihan na kayo. Let's go to Helen. Helen.
Helen Camargo, DEC. Katulad po na sinabi ng iba, we appreciate po itong inter-summit agency. Pero ang isang napapansin ko lang po, ito pong mga goals na ginagawa natin ay meron pong mga dapat nakalatag kung ano pong agency ang mag-handle nito so that alam po nila kung anong agencies. At maganda nga ito kasi meron siyang guidelines na pare-pareho nilang pupuntahan. Like, kunyari, may direction po ang bawat isa. Ang kailangan lang po ay coordination. At ang isa pong appreciation namin, na katulad ng sinabi ninyo, walang programa noon ng PCC. Pero actually po, may programa po, yung mga working boards na ginagawa na po yung ibang mga programa na to, like equipping our lay leaders, ginagawa po yan sa MYF, ginagawa ng Board of Women's Board. Kaya lang po, natutuwa kami ngayon dahil susuportahan na po kami ng PCC at susundan na po. Pero kung sabay-sabay po natin tinatahak yung pupuntahan natin, sabay-sabay po natin ang direksyon na pupuntahan natin, mas maganda po. So kung sakaling ang ating leadership formation at ang ating mga materials from PCEC ay leadership formation at yung iba pong agency ay papunta rin sa leadership formation na kung saan papunta, nagkakatulungan po tayo.
Dapat din niya
Ang isa pa pong hinahanap ko rito dahil may environment po, isa po sa agency natin ay ang Assumption Perez. Yun po ang tumutulong po, yun po ang ating relief arm. At kung sinasabi po ng PCC na sinusuportahan niya po ang environment, sana po naisama niya ang Assumption Perez dahil yun po ang ating Philippine Central Social Arm na tumutulong po at nakikipag-ugnayan locally. Yun po ang for international help po natin. Pero ang Philippine Central po natin ang Assumption Perez. Ayun, meron po po isa. Yung pong sinasabi niyo earlier na measurable goals, totoo po yun kasi for 4 years, dapat po meron tayo at least ma-reach na something. Tapos, for another 4 years, medyo mas malawak. So, kung masyado pong mahaba ito, hindi po natin maaabot sa 4 years. Meron lang po sana mga goals na talagang alam mo kung saan po yung dapat natin abutin.
May sagot daw si Mr. Beverly and then si Judge.
Yes. In response to yung mga query natin, as mentioned a while ago, itong ginawa natin is parang initial stage lang po yan. Kaya nga framework ang tawag dyan, parang general trend ang titignan natin yan. Since we are starting a new quadrennium, syempre may mga bagong officers ang ating mga agencies and boards. At after nito, magkakaroon po tayo ulit ng Inter-Agency Summit wherein yung mga gusto nating goals, ano ba talaga ang ating mga priorities, pag-usapan ulit natin dyan and then we will come up with our specific targets, etc., etc., which will be our basis for the evaluation. Hindi po ito nagtatapos sa trabaho nating ito. This is just the beginning.
Thank you po. Judge?
Yes, Bishop. I do understand the point of Miss
Helen Camarce?
Miss Sister Helen Camarce. I do understand the points she was raising, and there will be additional activities that will be conducted at the level of with the new constituted boards and agencies. In terms of its implementation, that is correct. That is correct.
Thank you po. From the Presidium.
And the inclusion of Assumption Perez is welcome.
Salamat po. Si Bishop daw gusto magsalita. Are we going to allow, please, those of you who would allow Bishop Saul to speak, say aye. Okay, Bishop.
Napakaganda ho na meron tayong proposed direction ng ating Central Conference na na-present dito. Pero gusto ko lamang na may paliwanag na meron din hong national program dati. Nung kami nila Bishop Justo at Bishop Soriano ay na-elect, tapos na ang Central Conference, pero nagkaroon ng national program at yan ay pinatupad. Bawat episcopal area, meron kaming mga liaison people para ipatupad yung national program. Kaya nais ko lamang sabihin ho yun na merong national program ang tatlong bishops nung kaming tatlo at yan ay sinuportahan ng lahat ng annual conferences at yun ay aming hiningi yung mga representatives ng bawat annual conference sa needs ng ating mga churches at ito'y kinulate at nagkaroon ng national program. Salamat po.
Salamat po, DS Pacheco.
Ako po ay umattend ng summit sa Tagaytay, and the follow-up, some of the follow-up meetings ay naka-attend din ako, and the last one ay sa headquarters para po i-finalize ito for presentation sa Central Conference for adoption. Alam ko po na gusto nating lumago ang United Methodist Church. But the question is, how can we measure that our church are growing? I have three, what do you call that, signs or criteria in which you will see that our church or a particular church is growing. First, increase in membership. Second, the churches that is planted or increase in the number of local churches. And third is the finances, right? And I believe is that my belief is that number speaks louder than paragraphs or words. So I want to follow the concern of Sister Early. I'm expecting to see in this quadrennial program trust a general goals to be to be included here when it comes to these three important criteria for church growth. What I mean, Bishop and members of this conference, after 4 years, I'm speaking now on the general goals. After 4 years, how many percent do we want our membership will increase? Second, how many local churches do we want to plant after 4 years? And how many of our members are tithers after 4 years?
Okay.
And this is not specific numbers. We can do this by percentage. That after 4 years, our membership in the PCC will increase by 10%. That's what we are doing in the BEA. Bishop and members this conference. Yun po yung aking damdamin patungkol dito. Na ito naman po ay equitable naman yan. Kahit saan, yan yung batayan. Halimbawa, different po yung ating mga numero sa membership. Pero, iisa yung ating batayan, 10%. Kahit sa ang local churches, nakabatay sa 10%. Kung 10% ang gusto nating maging increase sa membership natin after 4 years. And then, after 4 years, i-measure natin kung na-meet man natin yung mga specific, general goals natin. Ayan.
Thank
Yun
you.
lang po, Bishop and members of this conference.
Maraming salamat po. Patalastas. We have a ballot to announce.
All right. Ballot number 15. Ballots cast, 434. Number of invalid ballots, 2. 0 blank ballots. Votes to elect, 289. There is no election. Joey Umali, 239. Pete Torrio, 216. Helen Kunanen, 148. Siriaco Francisco, 125. Manuel Estioco, 63. Menre Mendillo, 48.
As you are reflecting on the way you would want to work, we felt it's important that the body know the flow of this and understand. You know, sometimes it doesn't add up. The number of votes that have been cast and the total number of votes reflected in your report. Shh, please. Thank you. There is a growing number of votes being cast, somewhat extraneously. And wanted you to be aware of it so that you could be conscious of the process as it guides your reflections in selecting your leadership. the reason for making sure that the door is kept open for you to identify persons is that new names may emerge in your thinking, and there is a process by our church rules that give you the opportunity to do that. If anyone gets 10 or more votes, they become someone to make you aware of, and that may be the process that some of you are engaging in. It is also possible that names that are coming up, including some that have asked that their names not be considered, and persons are continuing to submit them. What it means is that this process continues and is not moving forward. And only you can decide how you best want to move it forward, but we want you to be aware that that is what is happening so you can decide what you want to do.
Thank you. Oh, a privilege?
Ikaw? Okay.
There's a microphone.
Aaron Felicitas from NCPAC. At the middle, or may I speak in my native tongue, Bishop? Because as we, your tellers, were here since the other day, and we are being, your votes are being entrusted to us, and we are being sent by our own annual conferences. So, wala kaming problema doon. Nakikita nyo naman masaya kami. Pero, with this last balloting, I really wanted to rebuke kasi yung mga tao kasi they're making our life so difficult. Kasi kanina, we're trying our best to speed up everything kasi yun yung gusto nating lahat. Ngayon, ang dami ulit lumalabas kasing names and even new names. So, parang, we are praying a lot, we're praying so hard, and then, ito yung reflection na nakikita. For a young person like me, parang, it's not a good example in the next years to come, in the next conferences to come. So, if this, how we wanted to go until tomorrow or until Monday, we, your tellers, your 48 tellers, kami rin dahil. So, baka pwede yung iba nagpalitan na pero kami, we are trying our best to serve you, this church. Thank you.
Thank you. Please hold your response. You have a question?
Ako po si Manuel Rapisora mula sa Mindanao, Philippines Annual Conference. It is a matter of privilege, Bishop.
Okay.
Tatlong quadrennium na po na ang nagsasalita sa harapan nyo ay bahagi ng banal na komperensya na tinatawag po nating Holy Conferencing. Tatlong bagay ang gusto naming ilabas na matagal nang kinikimkim ng aking puso dahil pumasok ako sa komperensyang ito na aking ipinangako, nabusalan ko ulagyan ng tape ng aking bibig. Subalit ngayon napipilitan ako dahil sa tatlong punto na gusto kong bigyan ng diin at patuloy na isapuso ng bawat isa na miyembro ng komperensyang ito. Unang-una yung ating pananaw sa prayer o panalangin. Ang panalangin po ay private na relationship ng bawat isa sa atin na nandito sa Diyos na hindi natin nakikita. At ang bunga ng ating pakikipag-usap sa Diyos ay personal at walang sino man na maaring magalit o mag-utos upang yung inyong pakikipag-usap sa Diyos ay babaguhin ng sino man tao sa komperensyang ito. Ang Diyos lamang ang makapagbabago. Pangalawa, yung tungkol sa issue of numbers. Sinasabi po natin na mayroon ng tanda sa panahon o signs of the times. Subalit, ipaalaala ko po sa inyo na ang mga tunay na propeta ng Diyos, maski sila lang na nag-isa ang manandigan sa katotohanan, hindi po matitinag ang tunay na propeta ng Diyos. Hindi po matitinag ang propeta ng Diyos, maski siya na lang ang nagsasabing no sa hari o sa korte ng makapangyarihan. At ang pangatlo, ang aking pakiusap, kung tunay na tayo ay naniniwala sa Diyos, ang sinyales nating nakikita ay pinababagal niya ang prosesong ito upang tayo ay magtiis at matutong sumunod sa tunay na kalooban ng Diyos. Hindi tayo dapat itulak ng anumang numero. Itulak tayo ng diwa ng mapagpalayang Diyos. Amen.
Okay, back here.
Samuel Padron po of the North Central Philippines Annual Conference. I would like to offer a motion if I'm in order.
Go ahead.
I move that the ballot casted wherein none of the names of the two names written is ano ba yung sinabi nito? Without out of the 6 candidates who are given having highest votes. If I hear a second, I would like to explain.
I didn't get the whole thing, but to limit who is on the ballot would not be permissible, and so I'll have to rule it out of order. Thank you. All right, are we ready to take a ballot?
This first young person in the left in the back has been trying for some time.
All right, back there. Attention, please.
Privileged speech, Bishop. I'm not sure if my opinion is right, but Michael Favela from Tarpac. But if not, I stand corrected and please charge it to experience. Tayo po ay pumipili ng ating mga magiging obispo na kung saan sila po yung magtataguyod ng pagkakaisa sa ating iglesia. Kaya marapat lamang po na sila ay magbigay ng isang napakagandang halimbawa ng pagkakaisa na kung saan ako po ay ini-encourage ko po ang mga nasa top 5 ng mga nangunguna na mga nangunguna na bishopable na yan, na alam ko po na sila lahat ay nagbimithi ng pagkakaisa na kung saan kung baka pwede po sila ay mag-usap-usap na. At alam ko po yung mga boto na nandyan ay mga followers nila. Kung sila po ay magkakaisa at mag-uusap at itataguyod po yung pagkakaisa sa ating iglesia, alam ko po yung mga boto na nandyan ay magkakaisa rin po yung mga yan. Kaya kung maaari lamang po, I stand corrected kung mali po yung aking opinion.
All right. I obviously didn't get all of that, but my interpretation would lead me to say you heard his opinion and people need to take it into consideration. Yes, over here. Settled.
Rodolfo Beltran, Middle Philippines Annual Conference.
Please be quiet.
Is a motion in order, Bishop?
Pardon me?
Can I make a motion regarding this?
You can try.
I move that we declare sanity until we finish the job tonight. If I have a second, I want to speak.
Declare synergy.
Mga kapatid, Nais ko lang ipaalam sa inyo na tayo ay bat-bat na ng hirap dito. Kung tayo ay magtitiis sa hirap, tapusin na natin sa gabing ito ang eleksyon to.
What he's saying is, we will finish,
Pangalawa,
go all night and finish the election.
sinabi ko na sa inyo kaninang nag-motion ako na maghinto na tayo after these 3 ballots. Ayaw ninyo. Sa makatwid, dapat lamang mag-tiis tayo, tapusin natin ngayong gabi. Salamat po.
All right, that was a motion. Is there a second? All right. My understanding is that he wants to go through the night with balloting, correct? Okay. I see a red card back here.
Shawnee Ayer Duarte, QC Pace. I am against the motion, Bishop, because we still have until tomorrow. We still have reports and we still have important business ahead.